Hi Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your October 16th to the 31st, 2020 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they are all located in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Aquarius. Let's let the bulls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Aquarius, October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Aquarius. 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 Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, okay. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. And one bonus card. All right, let me move these down just a bit for you guys. Okay. Now let's see what your chakra energy has to say. Aquarius, October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Aquarius. October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Aquarius. October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Aquarius. Excuse me. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Okay, fantastic. So we're starting here with holistic health. This is taking a natural approach to things. This is the root chakra, and this is kind of going back to your roots, going back to a more natural, more earth-based or more spirit-based approach to things. Of course, contact your healthcare provider before starting anything new, but this is a sense of, embracing what makes, spirit is saying what makes your body feel good. It's not what kind of gives you that instant burst of like, oh yes, this is energy. Oh yes, this is, this is good. And then you have that crash. This is keeping yourself steady. This is keeping yourself harmonized. It's like, yeah, it's really good vibrations. It's being in harmony with your body, with yourself. And it's looking at things, looking at aspects of ourselves that are out of harmony, and it's saying, okay, what can I do? So for me, I drink coffee. I usually drink tea, but then I started drinking coffee. And now I drink chicory coffee. So it it is better for me. It doesn't, give that impact of caffeine. It doesn't hurt my stomach. It is a gentler thing. It's also really good for your blood and yourself. So it's kind of like going back to nature. And that's just what I keep on seeing here. It's going back to nature to make your body feel healthy, to make yourself feel energized. It's not doing anything wacky, or if you want to go to extremes, I mean, that is, of course, your choice. But it can be something very calm, very gentle, very, very small. Like you start off small. You don't have to redo everything, because usually when we upheave everything and we say, okay, now this is the new way of doing it, we don't stick to it, as we should. If we go slow and we go gently, that is when we really start to heal ourselves. And so that is really powerful. And then we have peace, the crown chakra. This is looking at how you are crowning yourself, okay, and what you are crowning yourself with. So the crown chakra, how I'm seeing the crown chakra lately, is quite literally the crown that we put upon our heads, and the energy that we bring to ourselves through our minds, through our way of thinking, through our understanding. So with peace, we embrace prosperity, because it's when the higher level of serotonin in a person, makes them more able to go out and succeed. That's scientifically proven. So here it's increasing that level of serotonin in yourself by having the peace, by having the harmony, by having the success that drives you forward, that lets you feel stabilized and secure, peaceful within your life. And so here, visualize for a moment. Just take a moment and breathe in and breathe out, and see yourself sitting before this beautiful table, this beautiful chair. And somebody comes and they have those white gloves on. They hand you this velvet, they don't hand it to you, they place this velvet box on the table. And they open it up, and there's your crown. What does it look like? Is the box empty? Do you not get to wear a crown? Do you not feel like that is something that can be a part of your life? Is it too ostentatious, too grand? Is it a grand crown, an ostentatious crown, one that, they can see almost from space? It is so brilliant and shiny and beautiful. Is it more demure, simple, having an elegance of grace and simplicity to it? Is it broken? Is it shattered? When you reach for it and reach for that crown and place that crown upon your head. Now, when you reach for it, does it crumble apart? Does it tarnish? Does it fall away? This is how we move towards peace. We see where the disharmony is within our lives, and we say, why and how can it be fixed? Can I move forward? Can I embrace this peace that I want and crown myself with it? It's looking at your crown. And then we have rebirth, which is the Earth Star chakra, located 6 inches below your feet. There we go. And this is you being reborn in your beauty and your prosperity. But this is also seeing the shadow side of us and the positive side of us, the side that everybody wants to see, and the side that people, want to hide away from, want to sit there and say, oh no, that could never be me. I could never do that. It's embracing the fierceness of our personality, but also the beauty of our personality with rebirth as we are reborn. And we have the butterfly here, which we see as a symbol of rebirth and beauty, and as, little splashes of paint throughout nature, right? These beautiful, flying, fluttering beings of color. And so that's beautiful. And it is beautiful to see that. And then they alight on top of flowers and everything like that. And they're so graceful and elegant. But they're also attracted to carrion. They're attracted to dead things. And we don't see that part of their nature. We don't ever look at that. And it's seeing now the darker side of beauty and the more socially accepted side of beauty. And this brings you. And that's how we were born. It's like, I can be that fierceness. I can be that determination. I can move forward in that power. I don't have to be, one of the interpretations of the meek shall inherit the world is the people who have their sword but do not pull it out. That, do not unsheath their sword. And it means that they think before they fight. And isn't that a brilliant thing? To have somebody who, yes, is able to be fierce and defend themselves, but who thinks before they fight, before they cause chaos. And then we have dream, which is the third eye chakra. And you're going to be getting a lot of messages within your dreams. And your third eye is also opening up to you in your dreams, in how you dream, in what you're seeing, in what you desire, in how you're moving forward. And you're going to be getting a lot of messages that, come to you during the waking hours that we might not be able to interpret, to understand, and then they come to you in your dreams. They make themselves really known. Or you can ask questions. This is actually going to be something, Aquarius, that you can find that you're really, really attuned for, just spiritually and personally, to ask questions before you go to bed. Like, why am I so upset? Why can't this go right? Why can't I get this on the right path? And then have the answer. You'll have that answer to the question when you wake up. So to keep a little notepad, or, turn on your phone, write it in your notepad. What is it that I need? And how can I solve this problem? And sleep on it, because you will be getting an answer. It might not come to you right away. It actually might come to you when you're in the shower. It might come to you, while you're having a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, but it will come. And this will be something that your mind works out in your dreams, because it sees things so much more intuitively and so much more naturally. Now, the left-hand side here is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side is the public arena, the public self. And then we have your bonus card. So we have the Three of Swords. We're dealing with heartbreak, pain, and disappointment. And we're bringing it to the forefront of ourselves. Then we have the Two of Wands. We hold the world in our hands, and we start to see that we can move forward. We can especially move from the heartbreak to the freedom, which is very empowering and very brilliant. Then you have justice coming in. This is also discernment, okay? A way of being just within your life is being discerning, saying, not everybody gets a say in what I do and how I do it and how I move forward and who I am. This is also Libra energy, a time frame of September 23rd to October 22nd. We have then the Five of Swords. You're facing something karmic, right? And when we face something karmic, we want to be like this witch. We're like, oh no, I don't want to do this. I just want to run away. But we have to face it. We have to sit there and say, how? Why? What is it that I need to do? And one of the reasons why we want to run away is because we face these hardships, these pains, these disappointments before. And it's like, I don't want to walk down that road. But this time, as you walk down the road, you have the choice to make different choices, to look at things differently, to stand firm within yourself, not meanly, not angrily, not, corruptly within your own spirit, but purely, profoundly, and beautifully within your spirit, to embrace your power, your understanding, and your grace. It moves you to the Hangman. In your heart, in your soul, you see things differently than everybody else. Aquarius, that's kind of your thing. You see things differently than everybody else. You pour the waters into the world that heal. You obtain knowledge, and you gain discernment. And this brings you to seeing things differently, emotionally, personally, powerfully. And it really does change the game for you. But you're going to sit there, and emotionally, whenever we see things differently, it's going to be like, oh wow, I have to be wrong, right? I have to be wrong. I didn't do this right. And that's not the case at all. Especially with the heartbreak, you're going to sit there and kind of beat yourself up over it. This could have happened 12 years or better ago, where you're looking at something and it's like, oh wow, I could have done that differently. I could have handled that differently. Or why was that person so mean, so hurtful? And it's like, okay, it's time to not be defined by our past and to move forward in the brilliance of our future. And that leads you to the Four of Swords. It leads you to actually a meditation, and that's so brilliant, a meditation on what you desire and how you're looking at things and the way that you're moving forward. And it leads you to saying, I need to rest. I need to take in why I don't see myself as the hero of my tale. Because the Four of Swords is reflecting on the pains, the hurts, the disappointments that we have been through, the despairs, the angers, the upsets. And it's embracing our power. And as we do this, we have the Eight of Pentacles. We see our hard work paying off and prosperity coming forward. And it leads you to the Five of Wands. It leads you to facing a chaos within your heart about passion, about what you desire. Now you have the repeat of the number 5. And the repeat of the number 5 shows us here that you are moving towards freedom. This is a freedom number. You are embracing a freedom that may very well seem lost at times. And as you embrace this freedom, you are going to find that things can be resolved more easily than you had originally anticipated or thought. And then this leads you to the Two of Swords. You're taking aim. In the public arena, you're taking aim at what you desire, at what you want, at what you need, at what you're looking for, and you're hitting your bullseye. You really are. And you have now the repeat of the number 2, which leads you to a level of creativity, a level of compassion, a level of understanding, okay, working with others. And it brings you to the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is taking your knowledge, it's taking your understanding, and it is moving forward. It is moving forward and saying, you know what, the past, it has to be in the past. I can't bring it anymore into my future. This then leads to the Seven of Cups. And with the Seven of Cups, we have here dreams coming to the forefront. Instead of keeping them on the shelf, instead of saying, this is so sacred to me, I cannot possibly, live it, embrace it, have the world corrupt it. This is saying, it's time to start living my dreams, to take them off the shelf and to move forward with them. And as we do so, oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. That's brilliant. You have Judgment right here. And it moves you to your angels blessing you. It moves you to a resurrection of soul and spirit and following your own music, your own tune. And then with your bonus card, we have the Moon. This is Pisces energy, a time frame of February 19th to March 20th. This is also going to be very powerful energy, especially if you're a cusp baby with Pisces, Aquarius. But this is powerful nonetheless, right? It can hit you just a little bit harder if you are on the cusp or if you have a lot of Pisces within your chart. This is facing fears. This is being fiercer than even what you imagine. This is looking at the shadows, looking at the doubts, looking at the angers, looking at the upsets, the things that we want to, again, put on that shelf and hide away and say, no, this is me, this is my power, and I am not letting fear destroy me. Because fear can and will take away everything beautiful from you and keep you small and keep you immobilized and keep you, in a place of constant stress. Let's see the people who will aid you during this time, Aquarius. Who are the people who will aid Aquarius? October 16th to the 31st, 2020, Aquarius. Who are the people who will aid Aquarius? October 16th to the 31st, 2020, Aquarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading, and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels. There we go. Oh, that's so funny. That's the one that turned over earlier. So that's really quite beautiful. So very strong Virgo presence here that aids. Now, this is a person. Now, you don't... I'm going to slow down a minute. Okay. There's just such excitement here. There's such exuberance. It's kind of like, I am taking hold of things. I am taking control. I am aiming towards my goals. And that for you, Aquarius, that for anybody, is astoundingly exciting. But for you, with the power and the beauty and the serenity of being and the brilliance of spirit that you have, it's super exciting. It really is. So here with Virgo energy, okay, time frame of August 23rd to September 22nd, you are going to find here with this person, you don't have to know them in real life, okay, but they affect you. They affect you because they have you pull in more honestly, more openly, more profoundly than you would normally, okay? They have you looking and quieting the world. And you might say, Dane, how much more quiet can we have the world? We have, lockdowns, and lockdowns are starting to open or happen, opening, and, things are still not as loud and as boisterous and as, overwhelming as they once were. And that's true. But this is still a time that you are finding the sacred in the quiet, that you are finding the answers within your peace, within your connection to the silence. And with the Hermit, you are guiding yourself forward through light of understanding, through compassion of soul, through the stars. And what's so cool about the star that he has there in his lantern is that you are represented by the stars in the major arcana. And so you yourself are guiding you forward. Your highest form of perfection, your greatest aspirations are guiding you forward to something so much more than you ever thought you could be. And as you are embracing this, and as you are moving forward in this understanding, and as this energy, this person really helps you see it, okay? This person, can just be a very quiet person. They can show you by example. They can be very introspective. They could, I just see it as almost as if you read something, or you see something, or you listen to something, and it opens up a door within your mind that is profoundly beautiful. And that is simply profound. And it leads you then to being inspired by Sagittarius energy, okay? Time frame November 22nd to December 21st. Now, this is a person who studies religions. This is a person who studies, sacred culture, okay? And this is a person who kind of melting pots them all together. And this is somebody who gets you thinking outside of the box, but also brings people together, has them looking at things more honestly, more openly, more profoundly than they had before. And this is a time for you where this is exactly what you need. It's like, as you face your heartbreaks, as you take time to really sit there and look at everything that you've been through and give yourself credit, you start to say, why can't I live my dreams? Why can't I move myself forward? Why can't I follow the path that my angels set before me? Why not? And then it brings you to the King of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All right? This is a person steady. Okay? This is a person who is grounded. Now, I like to think of this, especially with air sign energies. Okay? I myself am an air sign energy, and we're kind of like birds. We fly upon the wind. We flutter. We change our minds. We look at things. We have a zillion million questions, and we seek out answers. Earth sign energy takes a different approach. They might still have a zillion million questions, but they take their roots and they plant them in. They look at what they want from life. They look at, the ways and the interconnectedness forward. And they say, okay, this is a steady, stable, approach, and we'll keep on building from there. We'll lay brick by brick by brick, whereas you'll explore. And so this is going to be an energy that lets you see the interconnectedness, that lets you see the root itself, that lets you embrace what it is that you desire, and that has you looking at things more prosperously in the realm of the seeds that you are planting and in what you desire as you move forward. Because during this time, you will have a tendency to look at the heartbreak, the pain, the disappointment, the anger, the upset, the upheaval, and be like, why did that have to happen? Here's the thing. Nobody's life is without pain. And yes, it seems so easy to say. And yes, people suffer in different degrees, most definitely. Nobody's pain is exactly the same. But with our heartbreak, our pain, and our disappointment, when we live it, when it's ours, okay, it can cripple us. And it's like nobody quite understands. And that can be true. Very few people could ever live through what you lived through. And there's an acknowledgement of that, right? But to hide it away, we hide our pain away, and it comes up to trip us. It comes up to, hamstring us, to take away our strides forwards. And it says, oh no, you can't. Remember you failed before. Remember how useless you are. Remember this, remember that. All the negative things. Your voice doesn't matter. You're not smart enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not tall enough. You're not, ambitious enough. And all those things that we hold in our subconscious, and we hold even, we bring them forward in our conscious mind. They're lies. Because nobody gets to speak over you and give you your destiny but you. And divinity. Okay? Divinity guides, your angels guides, your spirit guides, guide. But the nastiness, the bitterness, the anger, the people who are broken and then get to have a say in our lives, they don't get to take away your brilliance, your beauty, your power, and your grace. They don't. They just don't. They don't. And so here, as you take out the hurts, the pains, the disappointments, the angry voices, the voice of a parent, the voice of a grandparent, the voice of a teacher, the voice of a lover, the voice of a sibling, the voice of a best friend who spoke this negativity over you, or multiple voices who spoke this negativity over you, they don't get to rob you of your future. They don't get that power. And as you see it, and it can take time. It definitely takes time. It takes time for a scar to form, all right? And it takes time to heal. But as you are healing, and as you are confronting the negative voices and saying, no, you don't get to do this to me, you start to see your world open because you open to your world. And you hold the world in your hand, meaning it's not that vastly open, terrifying thing. It's manageable. You might say the world is not manageable, and yes, that's true, but it becomes manageable. It's like, wow, I am opening my world to me. I am opening up my courage, my creativity, my power, my grace, my understanding. And I can do this. And so you see, you hold the world in your hands because it's from our choices. It's from the way that we move forward. It's from how we let the hurt stop us or reform us. Because we're always going to be, I just saw this. We're always going to be stained by it. You have that ink bottle fallen over. You have the quill, you have the booklet, you have the, diary right here, the journal is what it says. We will always be stained by our past. Always. There's no getting around it. But we will not be victim of it. People don't get to take away our power. And so now we are opening ourselves to the world, to the truth that we hold in our hands to the way that we're moving forward. And then discernment comes in. And it's justice, but it's personal justice. So it's not sitting there and writing out the letter of the law and saying, okay, it has to be black ink, white page, crystal clear. There it is. That's how it is. No, it's justice for ourselves. It's balancing the scales. It's peaking just a little bit. It's looking at things and being like, oh, I want to make sure this is right. And so as we have this justice coming in, we have this power, this brilliance, this beauty coming forward. And it's discernment of self. It is discernment of the way that we move forward. It's discernment of what we desire. It's looking at what we want. It's being dedicated and disciplined and saying yes to some things and no to others. And here's the thing, Aquarius, and this is one of the things that you'll think, okay, well, it's mean. It's mean not to let the ideas flow forward. It's mean not to accept what, is being said or how people are saying it and things like that. It's not. If it doesn't resonate true with your soul and yourself, then let it move on. And sit there and say, okay, you're allowed to your opinion, because everybody is. But it doesn't get to mandate my life and my existence. And so you start calling justice into your life and yourself. You start balancing the scales. And you start seeing that nothing is black or white. Life is not simply the letter of the law. It's myriad shades of gray. So it's like you have print, right? Okay? And when you're reading it, as your imagination develops it, it can become better than any movie you've ever watched, right? If you read a book, right? So there's that. But if you create a picture and you create the shadowing and you have the dimensions of it and you have the coloring it in and you have it become this vibrant thing, it becomes vibrant simply from seeing it. And that's what you're seeing with you. It isn't having to be deciphered. It is seeing what creates the mural of your life and the mural of your existence. And it's knowing that along the way, as you're facing this and as you're seeing this, you are going to come up against things that are karmic. Especially one thing where you're like, oh man, I have to face this again. I have to do this again. What the heck? I thought I was done. How could I be such a fool? How could I be such a, sucker? Why am I so gullible? So, like, does it say just walk all over me type of thing? And as you face it, because we all have to, as we face what is karmic, as we face what is holding us back, what is a part of who we are, we have the three ways of facing it. So you have this person right here who's hiding away. It's like, oh my goodness, no, I can't believe what just happened. We have this person here who's looking at it and like, oh my gosh, how can I ever fix it? She's not hiding, okay? But she's not this person who's like, yeah, I got this. I can handle it. And that's why we face what our karmic debts are. That's why we face these hardships. That's why we see these patterns until we get to the point where it's like, yeah, I can do this. I can do this. And it takes us being terrified. It takes us being uncomfortable. It takes us, being overwhelmed. And then it's like, I can do this. I got this. I can see it. I'm not backing down. I'm being true to myself and I'm being just to me. And it leads your heart to seeing things so profoundly differently than before. And you're going to think you're wrong. You're going to think you're wrong because that wasn't the way you saw it before. You're going to think you're wrong because everybody else sees things this way. You're going to second guess you and want to take away your power because that's where you're coming from at this time. You're crowned with your inner self, with doubt and with fear and with anger and with upset. And it's the conquering of this. It's facing this head on where you start to see the world opening up to you. It's like, oh wow, I am stronger. I am better. I am more than I had imagined. And so as you see things differently, it's not seeing yourself changed and punished. It is seeing yourself finding the key and unlocking the truth and then moving forward in it. And that has you paying homage to the hurts, the pains, the disappointments that you have been through, the angers, the upsets, the upheavals, the like, oh my gosh. And with the Four of Swords, now in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this is a person, this is a coffin with 4 swords, okay? Above it, I believe. And in medieval times, what you would do when you came back from campaign or when you came back from battle or, whatever, a knight would lay in his coffin and think of all the ways that he shouldn't have come back. All the ways that, his life could have just been over. And so here, it's not anything as, kind of grandiose or macabre as that. But for us, it's looking at the trials, the tribulations, the angers, the upsets, the upheavals that could have laid us asunder, that could have taken away everything, that brought us to our knees, the pains, the hurts. And then it's a seeing that you are stronger, that you are greater than what we tend to focus on. And so here you are embracing that truth and that power. And you're paying homage to yourself, Aquarius. And it leads you to seeing your hard work paying off. It leads you to sitting there and being like, yeah, it was a long road. And it is a long road. But there is prosperity in me. There is prosperity around me. There's a bounty that is a part of me. And I will not deny that truth. And I will move forward in that grace. And as you do, there's going to be chaos that comes up, this cauldron bubbling over. And it's like, oh my gosh. And everybody's bickering and everything is going on. And it's like, how? How can you even stop it? So your heart is going to be like, I want this change. I want to move forward in this prosperity. I see things differently. And I am seeing everything that I have been through that could have crippled me, but that I'm not letting. Right? And then through hard work, through discipline, through dedication, through determination, I am moving forward. And then you're going to have the passion, the fire of your heart. Be like, well, what about all this? And then just throw every single doubt, every single fear, every single upset, every single upheaval at you. What about this? What about this? What about this? And then there's bickering and then there's arguing. Now, the Five of Wands can also be fights for the sake of fights. Like, it could be a fight that started off so small. Or a conversation. Oh, let's talk about. And then all of a sudden, hail Columbia. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh. Everybody's screaming. Everything is, there's upheaval. Everybody's upset, and it's like, what the heck just happened? That could very well be what you are looking at right now. It's kind of like, okay, I can do all of this, but I've just been through this bit of chaos, this bit of a war. And how do I move forward? This can also be just angers and upsets and upheavals that everybody is dealing with. It doesn't have to be a major explosion, like a volcano, but it can very well be. It can be people getting on each other's last nerve. It can be, this just sense of, oh my gosh, why? And it's also that upheaval within ourselves. How? Why? How can I? And as we have this upheaval come up, it's like we're clearing it out. We're clearing out so much of the negativity that has kept us small, that has kept us held back. It can even be making us face, what is it that you truly want? Where is it that you truly want to be? What is it that's important to you? What about this argument? What about this time has, made things clear to you? Because in the public arena, you're taking aim. You're taking aim at what you want. You're taking aim at what you're seeing. You're taking aim at what you desire, and you're hitting your bullseye. You really, really are. And as you hit your bullseye, you're opening up doors. You're looking at things more openly, more honestly, more powerfully, more purposefully, right? And you're going to see that by hitting your bullseye, by taking aim and mentally concentrating on where it is that you want to go, you have two roads that open up to you. Because in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it's a person holding two swords. It's kind of like, okay, this way or that way. How do you do it? And here it's like, okay, well, I don't want to go left and I don't want to go right. I need to go in the direction that is right for me. Because you're not really keen on that idea or this idea. But as you start to kind of hit your mark, as you start to state what it is that you want, and it doesn't mean that you have to start, doing anything big. It's like once you start to hit the mark on what you want and what you desire, how you're moving forward at, and you make little decisions that have powerful meaning to you. Okay? You start to see yourself emboldened. You start to see yourself, moving forward in such a powerful way. And you take your knowledge and you take your understanding and you're like, you know what, man, I'm done. I'm moving forward. I'm going after what it is that I want. I'm taking what it is I value most. And it's scary, it's overwhelming, but I'm heading to the place I need to be for me and not for anybody else. And as you move forward in that truth, and as you embrace that, the 6 goes into the 7. Then as you mentally say, I'm moving towards this, I'm going after this, you start seeing your dreams. You start embracing your dreams. And you start saying, this is where I want to be. I'm not keeping my dreams held on a shelf, in my mind, in myself, to take them out when life gets really hard and saying, oh, I have this dream. I have this dream, and it makes me feel like I've just been wrapped in a big, warm, cozy blanket, sitting in front of a fire, drinking a nice cup of tea, or whatever drink you like. It's like, no. A dream is supposed to push you a little bit out of your comfort zone. It's supposed to scare you just a bit. And it's starting to make that dream a reality. It's starting to say, yes, I know that when I think about this, it's, soft, fluffy clouds, there we go, and just beautiful fields. But to make it a reality is harder. It takes discipline, it takes dedication, and it takes determination. And as you're looking at what you want, and as you're looking at that dream, we have a choice to make. Like, do we keep it on the shelf so when life gets hard, we take it out and we're comforted by it? Or do we say, okay, it's time to make that comfort, it's time to make something so beautiful in my mind into a reality that may fall short of the comfort it brings me when I think about it, but will empower me, will embolden me, and will move me forward to the place that I was born to be. Because this dream was seeded inside of you for a reason, was planted in you by divinity for a reason. And it's pulling that dream to the forefront. And it's also understanding the difference between daydreaming and manifestation. Daydreaming, where we're looking at things, it's not necessarily wasting time. I don't like to say that. But it's kind of like, it's always in the distant future. Manifesting, all right, can also be, it can come, the harvest that we're manifesting can come in the future, right? But it's seeing ourselves being empowered, being emboldened, living that dream that is so sacred to us. And as we see it within our mind's eye, right? And we face the things that if we say, oh, well, what if that was today? And we say, oh, no, well, that couldn't be because of this, because of that. And our psyche helps us work that out. We see where we're holding ourselves back and where we want to be led forward. And we see ourselves as achieving. And the first place that we conquer anything as human beings, as individuals, is within the mind. And so as you see that, as you understand that, your angels show you that you're resurrecting from a box, from being kept in this small box of, this is the world that you're supposed to have. This is the life that you're supposed to live. This is the blueprint. Please follow. And it's like, no, it's time to rise up. It's time to rise up and to embrace your power, to follow your song, to follow your brilliance. And as you do so, you face the fears, you face the shadows that kept you small. And you start to see the true reflection of you, which is not the house cat that everybody sees, but it is the beautiful panther right there, that is fierce, that is determined, and that is reclaiming their power. And that is exactly what you're doing. And as you claim this power, and as you move forward in this truth, and as you embrace this understanding, you face fear. And you understand, yes, okay, fear is there to push the boundaries, to make me stronger, to make me more determined, to, take away that wide-eyed, kind of naivety that we have when we're little. And to say, okay, this is the world. Achieve, succeed, go after what it is that you want. It doesn't mean it has to be on a big scale. It can be on a very small scale. Actually, if you read about the psychology of people, or if you know about the psychology of people, we're meant to live in rather small groups, like 50 people max. The fact that we're so interconnected in this world is just astounding. So it's like, how do you embrace that grace and move forward in that confidence, in that group of 50? Facing those fears, facing the monsters. It doesn't have to be that your life touches tens of thousands of people. I mean, that's something that's very hard to even conceptualize. But if you can, move forward in the power and the grace and the determination for a small group and for a small way forward, and say, this is me, and this is the life that I want to live. And not let fear tangle you, not let fear of the unknown, not let the shadows hold you back. Okay, because we're made to be programmed towards fear, all right? And fear is what kept our ancestors alive when they were hunters and gatherers, and when they were, surviving out in the wild, and even up to relatively recently. Being afraid kept you alive because there was a lot of things that could go terribly wrong and that you needed to be afraid of. And so here, it's looking at that fear and saying, okay, I see you. I see you, and I understand where you're coming from. And I understand why you're there. You're a part of my genetic makeup, which has been around so much longer. That necessary aspect of humanity has been around so much longer than the ease for which so many of us live in today. And so I see you. I understand you. But you don't get to control me and to bring the anxiety into every moment of my life. Because this isn't a fight or flight situation. This is me succeeding. And this is me looking at the shadows and saying, no, you don't get to hold me back. You also have a positive Pisces energy here, okay? That's moving you forward, that's calming the waters, that's helping you see the reflection of what you truly desire in the silvery light of the moon. And there's, a Chinese proverb that says the silvery light of the moon, or the light of silver, is just as beautiful as the light of gold, or something like that. And that is, and I'm botching that up terribly, but that is what you are embracing here. Okay, so let's go and see. Well, let's go deeper. Okay. Aquarius, October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Aquarius. Aquarius, October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Aquarius. Aquarius, October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Aquarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, fantastic. So let's see what this says. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Awesome. One bonus card. Okay. And then let's see the people we need to be mindful of during this time. Aquarius, October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Aquarius. October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Aquarius. October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Aquarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. And I'm sorry if you can hear my nephew. If you have good ears and you can hear my nephew, he sometimes likes to make, a soundbite appearance. Okay, so let's see. We start off here with the Prince of Swords. This is an air sign energy, a Gemini, a Libra, and Aquarius. This is somebody that you really connect with because you share the same air sign energy. You're like, okay, I can understand where you're coming from. They're moving forward too fast. They're rushing at things and they want to take you along. And it's like you need more time to think it through. You need more time to kind of sit and ruminate. It can be, you're reading something or you're watching something. It's like, okay, well, you have to do this now. And it makes you feel like, oh, I have to do this right now. It's like, no, you can sit on it. You can think about it. You can, take time. You can go back and you can look at things. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So it's very interesting. You have a very positive King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. You're just not going to get on with them vibrationally. It's just not the right energy. They see things interconnectively that, yes, has validity to it, but not validity within your world and within the way that you're moving forward and what it is that you desire. So here, it's just being mindful because you're going to think, oh, wow, yeah, they're really smart and they're really grounded and they have things going right for them. And I get it, okay, but it's not what I want. And it can be that it is an absolutely beautiful thing that they have set up, but it's just not right. And if it's not right, then why do it, And then you have the Princess of Pentacles. This is somebody very young. I mean, I'm just seeing this as somebody very young and who isn't really managing their money as well as they should be. Okay, so just be mindful of this, that somebody might come out and be like, oh, can I have a handout? Or, oh, I need this help and stuff like that. And, it's not saying not to help people, most definitely. That's not what this is saying at all. But this is just somebody who is being young and dumb. I mean, they're not looking at their responsibilities the way that they should be. Okay, so that's just, that's not somebody who's falling on hard times or anything like that. That is somebody who's kind of like, well, I want to get my nails done, or I want to get these new, rims for my car or something like that. And you're just kind of sitting there and you're like, you don't need that. You don't need that. Like, if you want it, save up for it yourself kind of thing. Okay. So we have the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have the Ace of Cups, the Four of Pentacles. The Queen of Athames, the Queen of Swords, that's absolutely you, shining through in your heart. So your heart and your mind are definitely coming together. You have the Five of Wands. And so here in the heart, the Five of Wands, this like pulling energy, this arguing energy, this kind of things that are darker. It's like, there's a malevolence to it. Okay. There's like the seed of anger or upset or upheaval to this here. And then you have the Page of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, being a student of your passion, your prosperity forward. We have the Four of Athames, the Four of Swords, paying homage to everything that you've been through, sitting back, taking it in, understanding. The Two of Swords, and it's the next card down from the other Two of Swords. So it's in the same line. It's like there's a choice to be made. There's a way to move forward. There's things that are different. And then as you are resurrecting your power, you are seeing the Three of Cups. This is the negativity that was spoken over you. This is the heartbreak, the pain, the disappointment, the person who should have been celebrating, but just wasn't. Okay. And then the bonus card is the Three of Wands. It is moving forward. It's like it's getting on your ship and it's sailing forward to what it is that you desire. So here with the Knight of Wands, it's defending your passion, it's defending your prosperity as you look at your heartbreaks, your pains, your disappointments, and as the world starts to open to you, it's like you take that opportunity. You move forward in the passion, in the brilliance that you are seeing. And it's like, I'm moving towards my dream, towards my destiny. And it embraces the Ace of Cups. God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing you a gift of love, of healing, of understanding over your discernment, over your justice. And as you are embracing this, you're going to see that it permeates every single aspect of yourself during this time. This sense of healing, this sense of the waters cleansing, this sense of, yes, emotions running high, because there is so much of the negativity that is being released from you. And as it is released, you see yourself looking at vampiric energy that has held you back, that has made you doubt yourself, that has kept you small, that has kept you silent. And it's like, no more. No more am I letting others leech my energy away. There is a real sense of planting yourself firmly in the ground. And almost a sense, and I'm just seeing, it's like this gong. That's not a gong, but the cymbals being clasped together, a gong being rung, and this energy just moves through you. Just visualize it. It's like your feet firmly planted on the ground, or planted into the ground, or you're standing on sand. That's a better way of looking at it. You're standing on sand and your feet are buried in that sand, and you ring this gong, and the energy just vibrates through you. You can feel it in the very marrow of your bones, right? And it shakes away all the negativity. It shakes away, and it clears that vibrational energy that is around you. And it empowers you. And then you take that gong and you ring it again, slowly and gently. And it's like you're tuning your soul, and your angels wrap their wings around you as you're tuning your soul to the music, to the harmony, to the understanding of the universe. And it brings you to being the Queen of Swords, of seeing things differently and not having to be like everybody else, and cutting through doubts and fears, and being that warrior queen of your truth, of your power, of your understanding, of your insights. And you're facing upheaval and upset and, chaos and hurts and pains and, nonsense. And as you face it, you are facing it within the power of your prosperity. It's kind of like the two things war against each other. It's like, how do I move forward in my prosperity? Because you have the Eight of Pentacles. It's like your prosperity is right there. Your hard work is paying off. But there is emotional chaos. There's this chaos of passion. And it's like, how do I harmonize myself? Well, I become a student of the passion that I want. And I say to the chaos, you know what? You will always be there. There will always be upheaval. There will always be chaos. There will always be doubts. There will always be fears. But I am a student of my passion, of my way forward, of what I desire, of what I love, and what I want within my life. And I pay homage, especially in the public arena, to everything I have had to fight for, everything that I have had to overcome, to have the roads open up to me, to be able to see, yes, there are two roads ahead, but also to be able to focus on what I truly want and see more roads open to me, more power, more brilliance, more of an understanding. And it lets me see that the hurt, the pain, the disappointment that has broken my heart before, the people who have raised their cups to me and yet haven't truly celebrated, they don't get to be the main players in my conscious and subconscious mind. They don't get to be the voices that I hear in the back of my head. I am now moving forward in my beauty, in my blessings from my angels, and I'm following the music of my soul and myself. And my ships are coming in, and I am setting sail. So let's go and see what your spirit guide animal cards have to say. Aquarius. October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Aquarius. October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Aquarius. October 16th to the 31st, 2020 Aquarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Ooh, you have 4. That's brilliant. So we have the elephant spirit here. It says, learn from the past. And it's learning, understanding, comprehending from the past as you move forward into the present. And it's like, okay, I see you. You're like, I see you past. I see what I have done and the lessons that needed to be learned and the hardships, the pains, the disappointments. And now I am moving with that wisdom and that knowledge into my future. And it brings you to the flamingo spirit. Embrace the in-between. Embrace that there is shading to life. There's a multitude of grays, a different variant of graying that you are embracing, that you are seeing the shadowing of this world. And you're embracing the in-between from the spirit world and the practical world. And you're seeing your power, your brilliance, and your path within it. And it's not black and white. It's not that white page, black print. It's not spelt out. It is a vibrant, living picture. And it brings you to the outer spirit. You are never alone. You are never alone. You are loved, you are cherished, and you are guided by your angels, by your spirit guides. And it's also what the 3 of Cups tells us. Instead of looking at the people who betrayed us, it is time to also pay homage to the people who have our backs, who stand by our side. And it can be the people that are the easiest to overlook. But it can also be our angels, our spirit guides, to let us know that you are never alone. You are always blessed, and you are always graced as you move forward. And it brings you to the scarab beetle, which says magic works through you. And the scarab beetle is sacred in ancient Egyptian culture. And so here, it's knowing that the magic works through you. And it's knowing that there is a sacred beauty, a sacred truth on your side, guiding you forward. Now your subconscious spirit animal card is the fox spirit. Think on your feet. Life comes at you fast. Think on your feet, because there's a brilliance and there's a power to you during this time. And your subconscious people message is the Queen of Swords. Again, you as the Queen of Swords, cutting through doubts and fears, knowing your mind, knowing where you stand, knowing what it is that you want, knowing what it is that you desire. And it's like, yeah. And people might sit there and think, oh, you're cold. Oh, you're, not doing things the way that I would do things. It's like, that's fine. You are literally in your element. She's being pushed back. Her hair is being blown back by the wind, and so is her cloak and her dress. And it's like, I am in my element. I am embracing my truth. My mind and my heart are working together. Because I firmly believe, and you have it right here, you have yourself crowning your heart. I believe that we are emotional beings. And as emotional beings, we need to listen to our hearts, to listen to our souls, to listen to ourselves. And by doing so, it's not going to one extreme of being simply emotion or one extreme of being simply logic. It is having that understanding come together. And it's like, I am embracing the beauty, the understanding, the brilliance, and the truth that is me. And I am empowered by it. And as you do this, you see the subconscious chakra message come forward of the inner child, of the heart. You connect with your inner child. Just visualize yourself for a moment, down on bended knee, opening up your arms to your inner child and saying, I will always be here for you. I will always listen to you. And I will always love you. And having that child run into your arms like children do, and hugging you with all of their might, all of their soul, all of themselves. And you being blessed by that brilliance, by that faith that the child you has in the you today. Your subconscious tarot message is the Ten of Cups. And they all live happily ever after, in love, in harmony, in peace, and in joy. In a completion of a cycle, when it comes to emotions, when it comes to what it is that you truly want in life, there's a clarity that comes forward during this time. And it leads you to your subconscious, to go deeper into your subconscious tarot message, which is the Eight of Wands. And things come at you fast, but you are preparing, and you are prepared for the change that comes. But ready or not, here it is. All right, Aquarius, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we move forward in faith within ourselves, knowing our power, knowing our truth, and not letting chaos rip us down. There is greatness within you, Aquarius, and you are reaching for that greatness and being guided towards the true majesty of your being. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony.